Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions. Thank you again for our time together. Tonight, I'm back into Brought Near. I want to begin to teach you tonight on the fact that we have been brought near and the confidence that we have in the presence of God. It's going to be a fun study. I'll see you in the services tonight. But first, today, I'd like us to go down to Matthew chapter 14, beginning with verse 22. Again, I'll be reading to you Philip's translation. Directly after this, Jesus insisted on his disciples getting aboard their boat and going on ahead to the other side, while he himself sent the crowds home. Now that already shocks me. Have you ever noticed in the world we live in today, the big shot preachers leave first, and then the assistants take care of all the people? Now, I've never liked that. You say, well, Pastor, you leave the service right at the very end. Yes, but I have to run to the next service. You never saw me do that before we started doing what we call the Sunday spin. I've never been a person to leave the auditorium till all the people are gone out and we've had time to pray and talk with people after the service. I don't think pastors should leave the service as the first people out. Jesus, he told the disciples, you go on ahead, that's okay. I'll take care of the people. I'll dismiss the people. Now talk about a humble Jesus. He wasn't a big shot and says, I've done my thing, now it's time for me to leave. Jesus was a humble Jesus, and he hung out with the people after he'd finished teaching. And he's the one who said, now you go on home now, take care of your families, go on home now, take care of your families. He saw the people out. Great thought. Humble Jesus. But then the next verse. And when he had sent them away, he went up to the hillside quite alone to pray. Humble, prayerful Jesus. After everybody else was gone, Jesus didn't sit down and take a nap and say, whew, I'm done. Jesus went up alone to pray. Now, sometimes you and I forget. He said, whatever I see my Father doing, that I also do. He teaches us, remain in me and I will remain in you. Unless you abide in the vine, you're not going to bear much fruit. You have to stay with me if you're going to bear fruit. He stayed with the Father. He hung out with the Father. Prayer was not a duty. Prayer was not a burden to Jesus. Prayer was relationship. I sat down with a young man one day, and he was courting a girl. And he said, oh, Pastor, I've got to go spend time with her. I said, you've got to? He said, yeah. He said, if I don't go spend time with her, she's going to be upset. And I looked at him and I laughed out loud. And I said, if that's the way you feel about that girl, she's not the one. He said, what do you mean? I said, if it is a burden for you to go see her and talk to her, she's not the one. I said, when you're in love with somebody, you don't ever want to be apart from them. You don't want to, you want to be with them all you can. Now, we understand that from a physical relationship viewpoint. But with our walk with God, when you love him, coming to be with him, it's not a burden. It's a relationship. Humble, prayerful Jesus. What an example that we should follow in his steps.